Alright, welcome to the last PTS patch notes review for Update 35. This live stream will also be going on YouTube as well. And this will be version 8.1.4 and Update 35, as you all know, or at least for those of you who've been checking in regularly, is a very controversial update for the Elder Scrolls Online in terms of the combat balance, or even in terms of the combat functionality of the game. So yeah, this is it. Whatever is here goes to live. And the PC launch is on August 22nd. I believe console is 2 weeks after that. It has been quite a drama-filled PTS cycle as well, with Gina chiming in to clarify some things about QuakeCon that a lot of people were ignorant about or like weren't understanding in the ESE server. So yeah, let's get on with it. They've made several additional adjustments to class abilities and item sets. So this final PTS Week 5 is very, very, very rare, because PTS Week 5s don't usually have big changes. Usually the biggest changes for PTS cycle is Week 3 and Week 5. And by biggest for Week 5, I mean, like, I don't know, maybe a last minute item set change. Week 3 is usually the meat, the bulk of the meat. But this PTS cycle has been very strange, very weird, going off in random directions at times. It's been very reactive and non-reactive at the same time to player feedback. I have no idea what's going on. I feel like a lot of content creators are also kind of confused, trying to keep up with what's going on. So I think everyone will probably have a really easier time kind of wrapping it all up with a final review of the live patch notes, because maybe things will be changed somehow, some way. Okay. Yeah, let's move on. So this patch, I'm expecting Week 5 adjustments for, what was it, Magicka Nightblade, Magicka Warden, Magicka Nightblade, Magicka Warden, Magicka Sorcerer, right? Magicka Specs is what they called it, even though there's no such thing technically anymore. You know, the hybridization thing. Okay. Yes, it's... Yo, what's up, Anton? How you doing? Yes, YouTube. And then, of course, there's a content change. That's huge. I have never seen content being addressed at such a large scale, but they said they're going to touch everything. Vet dungeons and vet trials. I don't know about vet arenas, like Maelstrom Arena or Valishran Hollows or even Black Rose Prison. But that's a lot. That's a lot of changes for the last week of PTS. And whatever is here is going live. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so Battleground feature testing. This week on the PTS, we'll be testing tech being used to support upcoming Battlegrounds weekends. Each day this week, we'll be restricting Battlegrounds to a particular game mode. During this, you can only queue for that game mode. Okay, so this is the Battleground stuff they were talking about for like the special weekends or whatever. Where they get more AP, more XP. That's about it. So that's kind of like a bone they're throwing to the PvPers, at least on every other platform and every server. Every PvP I've been talking to about like PCNA, by the way, for server performance, has said the lag is kind of mostly gone, and so it's like, okay, that's cool, honestly. All right, let's move on. Let's see. Bug. Tales of Tribute. Bug fixes. The new dungeons. Dude, we're probably gonna do the new dungeons this week. I don't know. I don't know many people that have tested the new dungeons, because there's so much other stuff to test and criticize and critique, or you know what I mean, and measure. Okay, combat section. By popular request, the raid target dummy now has Elemental Catalyst active on it to help improve accuracy of results for both Magicka and stamina focused team compositions. Oh, that's cool. I think that's been something a lot of people have been requesting, in addition to some other stuff, but yeah, whatever, easy on the dummy. That's probably going to affect maybe like one champion point node or a trap or like a minor force or some shit, you know. Note this bonus does not override Elemental Catalyst item set functionality. and partially stacks with it due to its unique... Okay, so it's not Elemental Catalyst, it's just a different debuff on the dummy. Probably because it's probably really hard to hardcode a proc set. Like EC, that depends on activation of certain things, I guess. I don't know how to... It must be a really spaghetti code, because Alkosh is on the dummy, but I guess you don't really have to say it's Alkosh. You could say it's like 6,000 penetration on the dummy. So that's not exactly Alkosh either. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, whatever. Cool. I'm gonna have to, like... edit the article for the dummy. You know what, let me just do it now. I know it's a PTS Passions review, but I'll probably forget later. Honestly, you know, we have an entire guide on dummies on the ESO University website, which has all the, like, debuffs and stuff, so I'll just put Elemental Catalyst, or, like, I guess, like, 15% critical damage buff, honestly. Alright, let me save that real quick. Anyway, no, sorry, wrong one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Linebreaker is not Linebreaker on the dummy. But anyway, Dragon Knight, Ardent Flame, Lava Whip, Molten Whip Morph increases duration of Seething Fury to 15 seconds, up from 10 seconds to help it be easier to keep up with the new duration timers of Fire Breath and Searing Strike. That's cool. That's actually not bad. Nightblade, Assassination, Assassin's Blade, Impale, Inconsistency. Okay, all right, hold up. No, it says it right here. Shut up. Go actually look at the page. Alright, anyway. Impale, this morph now also increases the execute scaling to 330%. What the fuck? Yo, what the fuck is going on here now? Really? That's a moderate buff for Nightblade. Why? Yeah, I don't know, man. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess. Alright. Shadow, Path of Darkness, Twisting Path, increase the damage this morph deals by approximately 50% to help it stand out a bit more. Huh? What do you mean standing out a bit more? It was dog shit. I think it's still dog shit probably with 50%, right? It was so bad as of PTS week 4. No one used it on the Nightblade for testing because it was that bad. It's like worse than a weapon ability at that point. So I don't know if 50%'s enough, but I guess it's something. I guess I don't know if it's like as good as it should be as a class ability, as a class AoE ability, by the way, because next patch static AoEs still take once every 2 seconds, right? So I don't know if that 50%'s enough to me to justify, I don't know, putting it over Carve, you know? So I don't know. Veiled Strike, surprise attack morph. This morph's guaranteed critical strike now can only occur once every 4 seconds. That's a pretty good change, honestly. Like, they went ham with the Nightblade buff for this fucking skill. Was it week... I think it was week 1. Yeah, it was week 1. It just crits every strike. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So to prevent it from adding too much sustained burst. Yeah, really? Okay. Fixed an issue where the guaranteed critical strike would fail to work. Yeah, sometimes it would just not go off, even if you're flanking a target. Concealed Weapon Morph. This morph now increases your damage done by 70 to 10%. For 5 seconds after leaving stealth or invisibility. Or when major expedition ends. What the fuck? What? Rather than granting 285 to 300 weapons spelled in 15 seconds after leaving stealth or invisibility. Note the in-combat requirement for this still remains. Major expedition. But Twisting Path gives major expedition, so it's like, well, you have to be out of the Twisting Path. So you cast Twisting Path and you step out of it. And then you get the 10% fucking damage buff? Interesting play here. Wait, what? No, it's when it ends. Oh, every time it reapplied. Oh, it's still a duration even if you're in it. Oh, fuck. What? So you can just stay... So, is surprise attack even... good? Because you're still doing Thief Mundus, right, for PvE. So do you really need that guaranteed crit every 4 GCDs? So what? Concealed weapon is now better than surprise attack, yeah? Mathematically. That's so interesting. What the first iteration of this morph left it rather lackluster for PvE encounter. Well, that's because you made the fucking crit every goddamn cast. As stealth and invisibility do not work as readily or incur heavy operational costs in PvE encounters. This created a situation where more Magicka-driven Nightblades were still quite a bit behind their stamina-focused cousins. I thought we got rid of all that shit, dude. What's going on here? Magicka? Stamina? What's that? I thought it was all hybridized in the dev perspective. Like even for the content perspective, it's for the content creation perspective. We don't really say Magicka or stamina anymore. We just kind of say Nightblade or Necromancer. We just say like medium armor or something like that. It's kind of weird that they're doing this now. It's kind of weird. But okay, sure. Let's say with Magicka and Stamina's back, there's no hybridization or the idea of it anymore. So we better adjust it to something with a shorter uptime but more impact and expanded requirements to try and help rectify that. Okay, fair enough. There's also more unique synergy here with emphasis on mobility. Yeah, okay. As this morph was always was centered on. Okay. Here's a simple riddle to describe our favorite new interaction with it. If your path is fraught with darkness, all shall be illuminated. Okay. Wait, what? I have a question. Wait, what? Hold up. There's also more unique synergy here with emphasis on mobility. Okay, here's a simple riddle to describe our favorite new interaction with it. If your path is fraught with darkness, all shall be illuminated. What is this, fucking fortune cookie? Okay, so I think what they're saying here is, hey, you idiot, if you're reading the patch notes, alright, you should have figured out at this point, we want you to use Twisting Path with Concealed Weapon, because Twisting Path will give you the Concealed Weapon 10% damage buff. You fucking read harder. I like it. You know what? That's fine. I like the riddle. It's funny. It's fucking funny as fuck. I don't know. Oh man. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, that's the first thing I thought of though. Come on, like, don't underestimate players like that, man. You know what I mean? In a way, like the moment I read this and then I read this, I was like, wait a minute, Twisting Path gives Major Expedition. So how is that gonna work with that? You know? So whatever. Anyway, Shadow Cloak, Dark Cloak morph. This morph once again heals for max health per tick rather than missing health. Oh my goodness, they reverted one of the worst class changes. Thank goodness. Honestly, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Honestly, like, I don't know if they, I don't know why they even tried to change the skill. I think there's a few other skills that they try to change that also still don't make sense unless they change those. But this, so what happened with week 4 is, or was it week 3? I don't remember at this point. They nerfed Dark Cloak and in such a way where it's basically like a worse Dragon Blood. Now they reverted that change to make it go back to the max health per tick. That's nice. Although they seem to have nerfed it by approximately 42% compared to version update 34. This morph has a new added functionality where the heal over time is increased by 150% when not moving. Oh! Okay. Yeah, hell yeah. That's okay. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. I like this actually. This is okay. This is okay. The reason this morph has been iterated on so many times is due to the difficulty in finding a sweet spot where it feels powerful enough for specific builds, primarily tanks and PvP encounters, yes, and of course PvP, without being too dominant or enabling in other areas, primarily PvP encounters. I have an idea. I have an idea, and this is gonna be very controversial. This is gonna be a very hot take here. So please mute the audio if you're not ready to listen to this fucking controversial take. Alright? But here I go. Why don't we separate PvE and PvP? Or use Battle Spirit to affect skills. Or make a PvE morph and a PvP morph. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe it would make things easier to balance. I don't know, in some ways or somehow. I don't fucking know, but whatever. I must be fucking... I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I'll shut the fuck up. But anyway, by finding a solution that is not as synergistic with some of the class's main advantages in PvP encounters, while empowering the enforced playstyle for the builds it is meant to help in PvE, we think the new iteration will finally reach a point where it can settle, aside from potentially adjusting simple numbers, yeah, that makes sense, and see less swings in design. Oh god, okay. Sorcerer. I'm just memeing, but you know what I mean? I just think they could use other things, because it's very clear to me that they have new tech. They have new tech. I know they have new tech, for sure. The crazy shit they've been doing with some of the tooltips recently, and the item set restrictions for PvP camp, they have new tech. They have the tech to do some of this shit, I feel like. But instead of doing that, they just kind of want to do a blanket change for the entire area of the game. Which, yeah, I get it, because that's probably, I don't know, somehow less hard to think about in some ways. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man. And
a bully, and he's toxic.
Anyway, Sorcerer, Dark Magic Crystal Shard.
Nephis is a liar.
Increase the damage of the second hit of this ability
and he's
to 45% of the original hit's damage, up from 30%.
Nephis
is
a liar.
Yo, what
bully, and he's toxic.
Yo, is that Skinny Cheeks with another rate? Why are you rating me? Skinny's like, yo, Skinny, I appreciate you, man. Is this tradition now? I need to raid you next time, man. I need to raid you next time. I need to raid Skinny next time. Because he's rated us for PTS Week 4, now he's rating us again for PTS Week 5. Alright? So, yeah, I'll have to raid Skinny for PTS Week 6 for Stadia recertification. Alright? Anyway. we just got done reading the ShadowKhaleesi change. Yeah, we just got done updating the ESOU dummy article where we included EC. Yeah, we're just kind of going over changes. We just kind of started. And I had a really revolutionary idea that's very controversial, and I asked people to mute their audio. Because, you know, my idea was to separate PvE and PvP, you know, just to kind of avoid these wild design swings, but I think that's a bit too much. Oh, he starts 3 hours before me? Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to start 3 hours before him. Alright, so Crystal Shard, increase the damage of the second hit of this ability to 45% of the original hit's damage, up from 30%.
No, I didn't forget. Nephis, yo, bitch, you're next.
Okay, so that's okay. Daedric Curse, Daedric Prey. Increase the bonus to your pet's damage to 45%, up from 20%. What? Hold on. I gotta rub my eyes a little bit. I must be reading some shit wrong or something. I must be fucking going illiterate. Daedric Prey, increase the bonus to your pet's damage to 45 fucking percent, up from 20%. What? Okay, cool. Isn't this... This is a little weird. Isn't this like going back in time or some shit? I swear this is like, this looks familiar. I don't know why this fucking looks familiar. Daedric was worse than Haunting, even with 2 pets and Atro Skinny. Okay, yeah, I get that. Oh my god, but still, 45%, I mean, that just kind of looks weird. I swear that 45% looks really fucking strange. But anyway, whatever. Templar, Dawn's Wrath, Radiant Destruction, increase the basic damage of this ability and its morphs by approximately 23% to ensure it stands up to execute abilities when looking at their ability to be more frequently weaved with. Cool. Cool. I mean, I have no so far I have no problems with a lot of these so far. I actually really do like the ShadowKhaleesi change over here with the heal over time by 150% if you're standing still. I don't know about the concealed weapon thing interacting with the twisting path. I think here's what's gonna. I think they're gonna nerf this shit. And they give us a riddle. I mean, I get it, but like, I think they're gonna nerf this shit like next patch. You know what I mean? Like I think it's gonna get nerfed probably. Who knows? I think concealed weapons. They're gonna look at concealed weapon for update 36, and they're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna nerf that. We're gonna nerf that somehow with twisting path. All right, and that's like the 50th twisting path nerf in the history of ESO. Warden, Animal Companions, Cliff Racer, Screaming Cliff Racer. Increase the bonus weapon spell damage for hitting off-balance targets to 300 up from 200. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty cool. Okay. Winter's Embrace, Arctic Blast. Increase the chances of applying a status effect with this morph to 15% up from 1% per tick. That's... So how long is Arctic Blast? I mean, that's still, I think, fine. I think that's pretty good, actually. Impaling Shards, Winter's Revenge. This morph now deals 30% more damage if you cast it with a Destruction Staff equipped. What the fuck? To help Magicka Focus Wardens get some extra sustained damage. Okay, this is very... See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean, though. They have the tech. They have new tech. They have new tech. I'm telling you guys. So when I see things like this, I'm like, well, why don't you use that option? Or why didn't you use that option? Or why didn't you use that option to separate the skill in terms of PV and PvP design? Because when I see things like this, well, if you cast it with the Destruction Stuff equipped, I mean, like, that's... Okay, this is also kind of weird, but I think I get it at the same time. I think maybe they're looking at some things here, like with Brittle. They might be looking at some things here in terms of theme, class identity, perhaps. Like, you have to have... You basically, like as a Warden DPS or something. You have an Ice Staff, right? So you get 30% more damage from Winter's Revenge. I mean, that's not too bad in terms of, I guess, like, thematic, like, ability and, like, support DPS. That's not too bad, honestly. But also at the same time, it's like... I don't know, it's okay. I think it's okay. I think it's interesting. I think this opens up possibilities, actually. This is really important to me. Or maybe they'll just never do anything with it ever again. This thing, if you cast it with a Destruction Stuff equipped, that's pretty interesting, don't you think? Don't you guys think that's interesting? Like, the possibility of doing this with other class skills? For like... I don't know, I think that's fucking interesting. I would have preferred with a Frost Staff. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I think it's an interesting idea to play around with in the future. I hope they do more stuff with it rather than be like, okay, we forgot about it like 5 patches from now. You know? Alright, anyway. Two-handed, carve, increase the duration of the final stack to 32 seconds. Oh my freaking goodness, thank you. It's so awkward on PTS and like, even in some live scenarios, in actual fights, I don't care about the dummy, in actual fights, the carve duration is really awkward at times to me. Maybe this is like a personal thing, maybe I'm just shit, but I think this is fine, 32 seconds. That's okay. I think it also like depends on what class you're playing. I think for Necro, it might be better in terms of like the uptimes. Especially because at 2 seconds is like what? That's like 1 blast spins, right? Basically. Or 2 blast spins, depending on your rotation. That's not too bad. I like that. Werewolf, Howl, Agony fixed an issue where this ability and its morphs were not properly updating their facing requirements to your target. Okay. Alright. Alliance War. Vigor. Resolving Vigor. The self-heal one. Reverted the healing reductions made to this morph. It now grants minor resolve, rather than major resolve. Okay. That's good too. To prevent the skill from actively harming class identity. An importance to run other source of this buff. Okay, so... I saw some PTS PvP setups. Bro. I saw, was it like, I don't know if it was a fucking DK or Warden, But they didn't have like a armor buff. They just had vigor. And they had like 4 weapon abilities and shit. I'm like, where the fuck is the class skill? It's like Shocks or Dragon Leap or some shit. I don't know. It was fucking hilarious. But anyway, vigor change kind of strange. I don't know. I mean, okay, like I think this is fine because you don't want to take away from like your class skills, if any. And I don't know. It's just too rewarding of a skill at that point with major resolve. Anyway, ability altering weapons, caustic arrow, that's Master's Bow, fixed an issue where the set was not lasting its full duration. Cruel Flurry, fixed an issue where the set was not working. Okay. Crushing a Wall, the set now increases the damage of your wall of elements. So that fucking tooltip for week 4 PTS was right. This is what they were planning, man. Oh my god. Okay, increases the damage of your wall of elements by 1250, rather than increasing damage done with your light and heavy attacks against enemies in your wall of elements by 1358. I don't know how to feel about this change, man. I don't know how to feel about this, or even think about this actually. Okay, so instead of buffing your light and heavy attacks against targets in your wall by 1358, it just increases the damage of your wall by 12, like the initial cast? So just the initial cast. Okay, so I can see two things from this. I can see one good thing. I guess for people who want to spam wall on their back bar for trash setup, like trash damage, like maybe like Navin Toss hard mode. I think it's okay. But the other part is like, why? I mean, why take away a skill, like the element of, you know what I mean? Because like, I don't fucking understand. So they nerfed Unstable Wall by 33% at least, right? For week 4, week 3, or whatever. Now they're buffing that somehow with the Crushing Wall set. So instead of giving us the agency to determine whether we should spam wall or not with a weapon that buffs light and heavy attacks, you know what I mean? I just don't like it. It just doesn't make sense to me in terms of like player freedom. You know what I mean? Like I can choose if with the old VMA staff to spam wall or not. That's just my choice. But with this, it's like, well, it's obvious what you should do. You should do this. But also the skill element. Like, why are they so scared of light weaving, man? It feels like, I mean, let's look at the dev comment. I haven't read the dev comment yet. Based on some fair feedback during the early iterations of light and heavy attack changes, we've decided to remove the more intense skill interaction of the set to be closer in power and requirements to other Maelstrom stat. Okay, sure. We have slightly reduced the damage bonus to make up for the fact it has now much more readily available cleave damage potential. What? I have 2 questions. First question is, what is the intense skill interaction? Because, think about this, alright, you don't have to light attack weave with Maelstrom Staff. You know what I mean? You can just heavy attack, and you still get the damage. You just put a wall down and you just heavy attack with lightning staff in the front bar or some shit, you know what I mean? So, I mean, and also, intense skill. I don't know if that's an intense skill. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like whatever. The second question is, why did I farm VMA for the perfected versions? You guys remember that shit? Oh man, I don't know. I think it's funny. I mean, it's been long. It's been long enough. It's been long enough. It's been 2 years, so whatever. You know, it's been long enough. Anyway, Merciless Charge reduced the damage per tick of this set by approximately 32%. Increased the duration to 10 seconds, up from 7 seconds. Okay. Alright. Interesting. So they nerf... Is this the second nerf? This is like the second nerf, right? Third... Oh, the third... I'm sorry, Skitty. The third nerf! What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay, well, now that VMA stuff is probably kind of dog shit for like single target. Probably it's probably gonna be. I think it's gonna be two-hander, or well, for single target, I'd say it's two-hander or bow, man. I'm feeling it. I think it's two-hander or bow for next patch. Anyway. Increase the duration. Okay, so dev comment. I want to see what the hell is going on here. This change was done as a set no longer needs to carry the damage of Stampede to be more competitive with other weapons and should help it bite a little less in PvP encounters. I am fully ignorant as to what goes on in PvP nowadays. Are people using Stampede in PvP a lot? Okay, then. No? Stampede has carried the arena set, not the other way around. Stampede is cracked on live. Stampede has carried the arena set. No longer needs to carry the damage. I don't... No longer... Okay, every I don't know if you guys are PvPers or not. But like, you guys are, a lot of you are saying no. So they nerfed the VMA 2-hander because Stampede? Because it was buffing Stampede too much? I don't know, I don't get it. Whatever, if I don't get it, I'm just moving on. I'm not gonna spend like 10,000 minutes on this. Staying slashes fixed an issue where the set was not lasting its full duration. This needs to be reworked. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe reword. I don't get the I don't get the wording. I don't really get it. That's all. This is confusing me. No, I'm not that smart. Thunderous Volley increased the ramping damage per stack to 191, up from 143. I fucking told you. I fucking told you, Bo's back. All right, to help make this set stand up to others with its added requirement of the full duration dealing damage. I think it's two-hander or bow back bar next patch, man, for single target. And trash, it's AoE is probably going to be like still staff in the back bar for like trash encounters. Yeah, I think it's going to be fucking two-hander or bow next patch. I have a feeling. Just looking at this shit, I don't know. So two-hander still viable? Yeah, I think two-hander, even with the Merciless Charge nerf, the third nerf, I think it's still better than whatever the hell this is, and yeah. Mythic items, Oaken Soul, fix an issue where this sets and powers. Okay, thank goodness. Oaken Soul's and power is now working. Powerful Assault. Increase the duration of this set to 15 seconds, up from 10, to better match the durations of many of the morphs in the skill line. Increase their radius to 12 meters, up from 10. This is really interesting. So they increase the length of PA by 5 seconds, maybe in response to their changes to the AoE timers as well, as they said, including caltrops and vigor. So you still need to cast it twice every 15 seconds. Then they increase the radius by 2 meters, which is great, honestly. But I'm gonna be a little nitpicky here, but like for a patch that claims to be about combat accessibility or content accessibility, I don't get it. Why not just have it apply to everybody in your trial group, or to 11 other people, including yourself, with one cast. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't forget. Nephis, yo bitch.
But that's the fucked up
next.
part. Like, there's a really gray area between accessibility and skill level, or skill play. So I don't know if that'd be better than this. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like, I think this is fine, but I just, like, keep thinking about the original intentions of the patch, and I'm just thinking to myself, well, like, I'm just reading all this with week 1 in mind, and the combat preview in mind, like, how is any of this improving content accessibility? I don't get it. But whatever. I guess we'll keep moving. Sororia. That will make it mandatory in Bulgars? Bruh, I hate to break it to you, but I'm pretty sure some Bulgars I know run PA already. Yo, what's up, Julesy? How you doing? And thanks for the follow. Okay, we get some cool PvPers in chat so they can like guide me through the PvP section of the patch notes. As I said, I haven't PvP'd in like a year and a half or some shit, so I have no idea what the fuck's going on with ball groups apart from the clips and like the stat sheets I've seen or spreadsheets I've seen. Yeah, there's a ball group I know that runs PA. They run all sorts of dude, there was a ball. I saw a spreadsheet. They have EC. One ball group I know has Alkosh. So PA is definitely there, from what I've seen. So don't tell me, oh, they're not doing that for ball groups. Okay, I've seen some crazy shit from ball groups recently. Anyway, I don't know, but anyway, Mantle of Sororia. Reduce the duration of cooldown of the set's AoE to 8 seconds down from 10 seconds. Cool. Okay. Interesting. This is very interesting. Duration is 8 seconds, cooldown is 8 seconds. So it helps with mobility. But I guess for static fights it's kind of interesting too. Increase the weapon and spell damage granted per stack to 63, up from 52.
No, I didn't forget. Nephis, yo bitch ass, you're next.
Okay. This set's 4-piece bonus is now 129 weapon and spell damage. Okay. Yo! Sororia's back! Ball groups have spreadsheets? Hell yeah, they have spreadsheets. What? Yo, I think Sororia's back. Actually, for static single target fights, or even like maybe some mobile fights.
Nephis is a liar.
But why?
A bully, and he's toxic.
Why should it back? Why should it be back though? So, okay, wait. Here's a set that requires you to have what's called intense skill interaction. What? Why not change it? I don't get it. I just feel like there's like 2 different standards going on here. You know what I mean? Why not just have Sororia give you the entire fucking thing? Well, fuck it. You know what I mean? Whatever. Who cares? There's like 2 different parallel standards here for different things. For I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, if you have Sororia like this, then why did you even make the Maelstrom change? Because that's also intensive, like skill intensive with light attack weaving. Sororia's all about light attack weaving as well. Coral Riptide and Base is about skill interaction with the sets in terms of being aware of what's going on, in terms of knowing what to cast when, in terms of, you know, maintaining that level of resource management. So why not just change those sets too? I don't get it. Whatever. Who cares? I don't know, man. They should just go all the way with accessibility. If that's what they really want. Make the sets accessible. And yeah, I'm sure people will call it boring, but if that's their goal, why not? Just don't do this half-ass shit, in my opinion. Whatever. But anyway, I think Sororia is back. Okay, so just looking at the tooltip, weapon and spell damage, and people, you know, oh, you didn't test on PTS. I bet you fucking Sororia is back. I bet you fucking Sororia is back. I bet some asshole on the PTS probably tested this shit already. Honestly. Alright, Sororia, Merciless Charge. Some fucking PTS Giga Chat probably already tested the interchange. Anyway, let's keep moving on. Dungeons. Reduce the health of all bosses in veteran difficulty. Trials. Reduce the health of all bosses, champions, and bannermen in veteran difficulty. So I saw this before I even like started reviewing the patch notes. I saw this section because people were fucking DMing it to me and fucking adding me and shit. I have some dude on Twitter, I think, fucking where the fuck is it? This guy added me on Twitter with the fucking screenshot before I went live, alright? Like, I saw this before anything else. Okay? And I saw this. And I caught I'm gonna be real. Stop fucking farting, chat. Fucking Skinny, stop farting. You guys are killing me. But anyway, please hold in your flatulence. Okay, so anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, sorry. I'm like trying to think and shit. Alright, so I saw this part, alright, before I read the patch notes today.
Got him!
And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be really super 110% honest with you. 110% honest with you. I was actually a little pissed off. I was actually a little pissed off when I read this shit. I was actually a little pissed off. Like, actually. Like, you know, because the reason why I'm pissed off, or I got pissed off earlier, is because, and I didn't know whether I wanted to stream today or not, just because I saw this shit. Like, that's how much it pissed me off a little bit, alright? I'm gonna try to explain. So, let me gather my thoughts. So, the reason why this fucking pissed me off is because they just said we reduced the health of all bosses in Vet and bosses in Elite ads in Vet trials and Vet dungeons. Number one. Okay, seriously, stop fucking farting. Number one. We knew this was gonna happen. So putting in the like we know it's fucking. We knew this was gonna happen from week 4. So where are the values? Where are the values? Like, where? Jesus Christ! Stop fucking bored. But where are the values? Where are the values? That's the first.
Got him!
The first reason why this pissed me off is, okay, we know you're doing it, so where are the values? Why can't you just fucking tell us what the value is? I'm gonna disable that shit if you keep fucking farting, you fucks. But anyway, and it's like we have been testing this shit for the past 4 weeks and past 5 weeks, basically at this point, I guess. And this is really okay. I'm gonna disable it one more time. If there's another fart, I'm trying to explain this shit. I'm gonna disable it one more, if there's one more fucking fart in the next fucking 2 minutes. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna nerf the fucking fart. Anyway, I'm trying to gather my fucking thoughts.
Moments later.
Okay, I'm disabling it. Goddamn. Anyway, reduce the health of all bosses better. So number one. Okay. You fucks. I'm disabling this shit. I'm gonna have a timestamp for this fucking video and shit. It's gonna be like, okay, skip the farting, go to 5:48.
Got him!
Alright, let's see. Leave the farts. Alright, I removed it for now. God damn. Fucking. Go to the fucking bathroom. Anyway.
Got him!
So. Okay, I lost my fucking train of thought.
A few moments later.
I'm just removing everything. Oh, shit. Alright, yes. Okay.
Got him!
No one can do shit anymore. Alright, perfect. Yeah, no fun QS. Anyway. So number one, the reason why I was pissed off when I read this before I even went live or before I read the fucking patch notes is there's no values, and having no values in the patch notes is, in my opinion, actually kind of rude. Like, oh fuck, like, I don't mean to like, I just think it's rude. That's all. Or just not very like in touch with what we're doing or what we're saying right now. Just tell us what the values are, because you're telling me, you're telling all of us who've been testing for you, literally, like, for you, the devs, for you, because that is what the PTS is basically at this point. Because it's very clear to me at this point, they're not doing a lot of internal testing. Very clear to me at this point, they're not doing much internal testing, if there is even that at this, for anything really, in terms of combat balance or in terms of class balance, in terms of content balance, in conjunction with combat balance. I don't know what the fuck's going on, dude. So I'm gonna assume, as a player, as a consumer, they probably aren't doing much internal testing. So we're doing the testing for you. So why don't you do the courtesy for us, respectfully, tell us the values so we can tell you based on paper without going to PTS and hunting down each and every boss health to see what changed, who changed, like what got changed for mechanics, for elite ads, for bosses, so we can tell you straight up, hey, this is enough, or that's not enough, or this is too much. Instead of just saying, hey, we go test it. Listen. Like, and I'm like talking as if I'm talking to like the company or like just the general amorphous concept of the devs. Listen, like we're trying our best right now, at least those of us who are staying with the game, to be really civil, really respectful.
No, I didn't forget. Nephis, yo bitch ass.
And
you're
we're
next.
trying to test shit. At least those of us who want to stay with the game, we're trying to test stuff for you. Not only because we want what's best for the game, but what we want what's best for our friends and for our communities. So when you say, just go to PTS and fucking find out, when the interest in rating is at an all-time low, worse than Morrowind, people are quitting left and right, raid teams have disbanded left and right, entire platform and servers, their endgame communities are gone to other games. No one's going to PTS to do an Easter egg hunt of fucking boss health bars. All right, no one. No, when I see shit like
No, I didn't forget. Nephis, yo bitch ass. You're next.
Like, listen to me. No one's gonna look at this and be like, I'm gonna download a 90 gigabyte client executable on my computer, go to PTS. Set up a raid team on the PTS. Or think about that shit. You have to set up a raid team to see all the values. Like, in the first 2 to 3 weeks, we did go to PTS to test the combat changes. We did it. We went tested VKA hard mode. We went and tested VCR hard mode. We went and tested Sunspire hard mode. We went and tested a bunch of other shit. So the interest in in the actual rating on live, that's like diminishing a lot. Like it's gone it's almost gone at this point. So imagine how much effort people need to do to get teams for PTS. That's a lot of effort. No, dude, people go ask fucking people who've been trying to get rosters for PTS like Nelandia and see like how much difficulty they've had asking people. People don't want to go to PTS, and you're just saying, find out for yourself. Is the PTS with these changes up right now? Yes, it's up. It should be up. Like, this is extremely disrespectful to me, or just really like rude. I don't know if it was intended to be rude or disrespectful. I imagine not. At least be in touch with what's going on with the general sentiment. All right, like you have to at least acknowledge that, hey, a lot of people aren't filling up for rating right now. A lot of teams are disbanded. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of guilds are disbanding. A lot of guilds have moved on to other games. We don't have the you know what I mean? We don't have the resources. We just, like, as a community, we just don't have the resources to put forth into the PTS much at this point. We don't have it. We don't even have a lot of people don't even, a lot of groups on live on XPS or PlayStation or Xbox or PC. They don't have the resources. Like, everyone's turtling up, bro. Like, why would we go to PTS? Just tell us the values. It's not that hard. I don't think it's that hard. Maybe it is hard. I don't know what the fuck's going on, dude. It just pissed me off. It really pissed me off. That's it. Like, just this part pisses me off. Everything else is whatever. I don't give a shit.
Like and subscribe.
I don't give a shit. Like, this part just pissed me off. It really did. Like, just, are you telling us, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, our time is precious too, man. Like, I understand that game development is hard. I understand that, like, game development is, like, completely alien to a lot of players, a lot of gamers, to the point where, you know, oftentimes players are in the wrong or they're idiots. You know, game development time is probably, like, really fucking crunchy, and fucking, like, you have to force a lot of things through in a really short amount of time. Time is very precious. Personal time is also even more precious. But our time is precious too. You know what I mean? It's just like, give us something here. It's just like, I don't know. It's just fucking stupid. Just give me the value. It's not like you're trading state secrets at this point. So I have actually some information. I actually have some information about these reductions or these nerfs. Here's the information. Okay, so VCR hard mode. People checked it on PTS. Zmaja's health and the side boss health, I guess, gone down by about 10%. Okay, 10%. I guess I don't know if like just like magnify this shit. %. VAS hard mode, side boss and Ohms, 10%. Mini boss as well. Lightning Storm Matronac and VAA, 10%. Oxidso hard mode, 10%. Wayrest 1, Slime Craw, the crocodile boss or alligator boss, 10%. Spindle Clutch 2, Bloodspawn, 10%. So fucking Fang Grotto 1 is probably 10% less too. Anyway, Falkreath Hold, first boss, 10%. Elite ads, like the VDSR Keel Cutter, VK Bulwark, VK Raider, 10%. And I asked the dev, And I was like, so is it 10% across the board? And the answer I got was, yeah, basically in that same ballpark for everything. So we have our answer from both player testing and I guess a slight confirmation of that player testing that was done in the first, like, I don't know, few hours of the PTS dropping. So everything, assume everything veteran except VMA, V Valistran Hollow, and VBRP and VDSA to be 10% less health. There you go, confirmed, 10%. But let's just assume, and this is why it pisses me off more. Let's just assume it's not 10% across the board. Alright? Let's just assume it's not 10% across the board. Let's say Ox is 10%. Okay? So you would have to go to PTS. You would have to go to PTS, get a raid team together, and do Oxytil hard mode. Alright? Think about this. You have to get 1,100 people with you to PTS. Then you have to clear Oxytil hard mode. Then check Base hard mode. And see if it's 10, 15%, 20%. Well, whatever. Okay? And then, miraculously, with this pug on PTS, you clear Base hard mode. With the combat changes, by the way. With the dot changes, with damage changes, with the healing changes. Everything. And then, you have to get to Zavanka hard mode. After Base hard mode, on the PTS, with the changes, with a pug. Basically. And find out the health percentage. Like, this is what pissed me off. You kidding me? How are we supposed to test it? Skinny, it pissed you off? It should piss everybody off, dude. I'm not saying, like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It just pisses me off. That's what I'm saying. That's my feeling. Like, I'm not aiming it towards anyone or anything in particular. I'm just pissed. I'm just a little pissed off by that. Like, entire concept of the fucking PTS cycle for this particular set of changes. What do you mean? Oh, what's up, Lulu? I love logging onto PTS. All the legends are here and running around different trials pointlessly. I just don't get it. Whatever. So let's just. I'm gonna fix the patch notes for you. Reduce the health of all bosses in Veteran difficulty by 10%. Reduce the health of all bosses, champions, and Veteran difficulty by 10%. Easy clap. Done. Now, the question is that enough? You think 10% is enough? Fungo Grotto 1 will be much easier. I guess. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't know. Why touch Fungo Grotto 1 and Spindle Clutch 1 and all that? Seems like no effort was put into the adjustment, they just did a flat 10%. Oh, yeah, that's the impression I'm getting too, but yeah, I don't know. I don't want to, you know, I mean, like... I think 30 to 40%. No, they didn't cut your DPS by 30 to 40%. I mean, it really depends on who you are too, or what you like, what your skill range is too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm probably gonna be still seeing 120k parses or 120k plus parses on PTS, but that's with the dummy being adjusted with Major Slayer, EC, and all that. So I don't know if it's at 30%. I think it's more closer towards 20% at most. What's up, Jono? Anyone progging some trials right now and getting closer, finding it hard, are gonna be in serious trouble. I don't know. I personally do not think 10% is enough. Here's my opinion. I think they should I think they would have been safer over nerfing the content, in my opinion. Like, actually. Because, and by over nerfing, I mean over nerfing to me, from the perspective of an endgame raider. Not over nerfing in the sense like, oh, it's gonna be so easy that anyone, like, level 25 player can do VDSR. You know what I mean? I think at this point, if you're truly concerned about growing the endgame community or the raiding community, or if you're truly concerned about content accessibility on the dev end, it's fine if the best fucking teams or best fucking groups in the world have a really fucking easy time with fucking Godslayer or Planesbreaker. Alright? I don't give a shit. Honestly. And I know some other endgame players also have the same sentiment. Because our endgame is not... The score pushers and the endgame prog teams, their goals are not trifectas. Their goals are not the completions or hard modes. Their goals are the scores. So, I think they could have probably over-nerfed it more towards that end. The health changes are... What is this? Okay. Just another example of poor communication at best, and a worse another example for players. Best ways to avoid anecdotal feedback and patches to totally avoid including these for information. Not even summarizing change requiring players are going to each try to find out what the hell enemy health changes are. If arenas are impacted, and if all trials or dungeons have had the same change applied, is shocking. Where customers, not paid testers. Exactly. And this was a fairly simple thing that should have been communicated. Exactly. Okay, and Gina communicated. The health changes vary slightly for each boss, so it's not simply a flat numerical or percentage change. What? We can at least confirm the changes only affect dungeons and trial bosses, not arenas. Okay, then somebody fucked up here. Okay, there's two scenarios here. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Maybe, okay, there's two scenarios here, alright? And I'll give the benefit of the doubt for these two scenarios. The two scenarios are, there was a fuck up. Alright, number one scenario, mess up. Alright, somebody fucked up on the dev end, and maybe they accidentally nerfed everything by 10% across the board. Okay? Or, you know, maybe some were nerfed by 15%. Or maybe some were nerfed by 5%, or maybe some were nerfed by 50%. I don't know. Maybe they fucked up somehow, somewhere, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine by me. I don't care if they fuck up. They're human. Whatever. The number two scenario is that they didn't fuck up. Alright? And that there is some bosses that got 20% nerfed, 30% nerfed, or 5% nerfed, instead of 10% across the board. That is the worst scenario to me, because again, we have to go back to this ridiculous, ludicrous, absolutely mind-boggling concept of expecting us to go to PTS with fully optimal raid setups and teams to test for them. Again, let me explain very slowly to you. You're gonna get a raid roster for PTS, not live, where 11 other people have to be available at the same time on the same day with you and prep their character on PTS after downloading a 90 gigabyte client. Then you have to successfully clear Oxyso hard mode to see Base hard mode, and then you have to clear Base hard mode to see Bazavaka hard mode. Does anyone understand why I'm pissed off? Please, someone say they didn't understand why this makes no fucking sense, okay? So those are the two scenarios here, okay? Either they messed up, or we have to test this shit. Okay? But again, let's just assume it's 10%. You guys are asking about mechanic bosses, like VSS hard mode, Eternal Servant, I mean, I'm assuming that's gonna be 10% as well. So elite ads were 10% nerfed as well, for like the trash mobs. I'm gonna assume elite ads for boss fights were also nerfed by 10% as well. Like that dude, like that two-hander dude in VDSR, and of course the Hulk in VMall. Probably another 10% there. So, again, is 10% enough? I don't think it's enough. I think they should over-nerf it. That's my opinion. No one else's, but whatever. I think maybe, I think 25 to 30% would have been okay. Honestly. That might seem like a lot to you guys, but if you want to make the content more accessible, fuck it. Whatever. And at the same time, that lets the people progging the trials right now be fine next patch, regardless of the combat balance changes. Because you're essentially resetting the progress that these groups are doing right now for update 34 when update 35 hits. Right? So just over nerf it. I don't see 10% being good, personally. That should be the central question at this point for all of you. Not the PR, not the posts, not the fucking scenarios I brought up. They have been resetting groups' progress with every patch ever. Not to this extent, no. There's like been soft prog resets. I think the second biggest offender would be VRG or Rock Grove hard modes. In a sense, right after the Blackwood launch, but like, or even like a patch after where they nerfed Mistform. That's like the biggest offender I know, apart from this patch. What's this skinny? From Finn, it just wasn't intended to be coy, just more or less the numbers may not be exact, which is why we're reluctant to give values. So why not give values? I don't know, like, bro. I clarified on Twitter. Okay, Twitter. By the way, follow Skinny Cheeks and myself on Twitter. Finn. Where's the clarification? Did you reply to you, Skinny? Who posted that cat? What cat? That is just why you sent. Okay, well, what the fuck? I don't know. Well, again, we don't. If they don't want to give us the full picture, this is what I'm assuming, 10%. This is what everyone's assuming, 10% based on what's been said and what's been seen. So that's it. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on. Where's the rest of the patch notes? You linked it in PTS PvE? Oh yeah, this is the person that added me on Twitter. It would be a percent change mostly, and generally would all fall along the same lines, which can be tested in game. There may be some outliers which are slightly higher or lower, but should be closer to each other percentage-wise. Pretty vague answer, but at the same time, like, again, which can be tested in game. I'm gonna say it one more time in case people missed it earlier. Right now, the mood is such. The mood is very grim. The mood is very negative, to the point where nobody wants to test. So when they say, you know what? You can go test it. I'm just like, alright bro, can you give me 11 people? Like, I don't know, maybe give me like 11 QA people. I could go fuck it. I'll already lead the QA people. Fuck it. I'll go whatever. I don't know. I already popped off. I'm done popping off. I'm just tired at this point. I don't know. It's just like if you're not in the community, or if you haven't been playing or been like reading or watching, bro. Literally, I don't know how people cannot be aware of the mood right now amongst a lot of communities. It's not just this one Discord server. It's not just me or Skinny like being like critical of this patch. It's Hacked and Minotaur. It's Brawy got this. People who don't cater to endgame players. It's people on the forums. It's people on Reddit. It's people on Twitter. It's people on fucking Discord. It's people on the official forums. I don't understand how you cannot understand what the mood is right now. It's so fucking bad right now. I'm staying with the game, but I can't deny that everyone's fucking quitting left and right, and everyone's fucking giving up. Right? It's just I just cannot understand how you don't understand that. You know what I mean? It's fucking impossible to me. You should see the Facebook groups. Dude, I avoid the ESO Facebook groups, Viking. Fuck that shit. The worst, the most toxic ESO place I've ever seen in my life is the ESO Facebook groups. Fuck that. I am never going to ESO Facebook. Holy shit. Yeah, don't go there. If you want to preserve your fucking sanity, don't join the ESO Facebook group. Is the light attack and .hot changes what makes people the most discouraged? Oh man, there's so much to explain here. It's a combination of a lot of things. Hold up. I mean, it's a combination of those changes. It's a combination of with the just a general like fatigue from like all the changes over the past however many patches at this point. Okay, and I talked about this in the podcast yesterday with Scarlet Witchy and Zahu. So I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of not just the general dissatisfaction with things like the Crown Store, things with class identity, or things with trials or whatever. Like that's all in the periphery. People are just kind of tired of reprogging. People are just tired of like regrinding stuff, transmutes. I think most of it is definitely change fatigue. But also the fact that this update was advertised as something that was supposed to promote content or combat accessibility without much clarification, and didn't even succeed in those in those things is so fucking like I think demoralizing to a lot of people. It's not the fact people hate the game and want to move on or quit. It's the fact that they love the game goddamn so much that they see the patch as something that's and like an antithesis of what ESO is for them, I guess. I don't know how to fucking sum it all up in just one fucking in one paragraph. But let me give you a sense of the change fatigue, okay? So a lot of people are very myopic. I think a lot of viewers for like YouTube videos and even like ESO players in general are very myopic, meaning like they often forget some things along the way during the course of their journey. And I'm gonna try to clarify why a lot of people feel fatigued. All right, not me. Like I've been playing since beta. That's fine. Like whatever. I should be fatigued at this point, right? Because I've seen ESO go from a game without any guild traders, by the way, to a game where we have sticker bugs and transmute system, blah 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 blah. It's not the quality of life features that are like inducing this fatigue. It's the combat changes and of course the things that come with it. So let me explain. So and a lot of people bring up Scalebreaker from 2019, but I can go a lot further back than that. So but let's just start at 2019. Let's just start in 2019, okay? For Scalebreaker, right after Elsewhere. So Elsewhere introduced the Necromancer, right? And then Scalebreaker, right after the chapter launch, Scalebreaker introduced heavy healing changes. So 1 orb, 1 healing spring, in conjunction with heavy damage over time nerfs, right? Kind of like what we're seeing right now. And that caused a lot of different things to occur at a rating level, at a combat level, and a class level. for both PvE and PvP. It's a huge amount of changes. All right, and then you have to consider the fact that they have to balance PvE and PvP at the same time. That's really hard. That was Scalebreaker, okay? So what happened after Scalebreaker? The patch right after, second patch, Dragonhold, okay? They reversed the direction from Scalebreaker, all right, as far as the dots go, okay? So what happened, right? So not only did they force players to adjust their gameplay and play styles in the course of less than 3 months, right? They also made it really hard for content creators like Fear Turbo, who's a good friend of mine, not be able to keep up with the content creation. So between Dragonhold and Scalebreaker, you saw a lot of smaller content creators or other content creators kind of dip out from ESO because it was so hard updating their builds and guides and shit every fucking 3 months at that point. Because before Scalebreaker, there were a lot of changes too, right? Now let's skip forward to Harrowstorm, which is the third patch after Scalebreaker. So I'm talking about each patch in a row. Okay? So Dragonhold, Harrowstorm, again, that was a really bad performance patch. But outside of performance, whatever. But there were again more combat changes that forced people to adjust. Okay? So this was a change to block and block casting animations. This was with more cast times for certain ultimates. Again, this is kind of like making people relearn stuff in PvE and PvP. Whatever. Okay, maybe it happens sometimes. But, again, more people left because, well, I can't keep up with the changes. Greymore happened after Harrowstorm, and there were a lot of class changes. Okay, but this was also the start of a larger item set audit. Okay, which forced a lot of people to build around the effects and stat adjustments for item sets, in addition to major trait changes, such as buffs to critical chance. Okay? This was also when Antiquities came out with Mythics. Okay? Which is, like, fine. But again, keep in mind that this was also the patch where significant werewolf and vampire changes were implemented due to the theme of the year and, you know, high player demand, and that's fine. Okay? But this was also the patch where they told us, hey, you gotta go farm these perfected weapons, because that's when they introduced perfected weapons for arenas. Do you understand? Okay, so that's four patches in a row where a lot of things changed. Fifth patch in a row, Stonethorn. Vampire playstyle changed a lot. Again, it went from encompassing potentially all of your skills, right? Because the complaint was, oh, you only use Vampire for one passive or one skill. Alright, so Greymore reintroduced more skills to be used. What did Stonethorn do? Reverse that. And then during Stonethorn, more item set audits, more class changes, and more adjustments to different traits. Werewolf after Stonethorn, the 6th patch in a row, Markarth. Markarth was where they introduced publicly SBE. SBE meaning set bonus efficiency.
No, I didn't forget. Next,
okay?
Yo, bitch ass, you're next.
6 patches in a row, okay? We're in. SBE introduces the determination of values of item sets, but also the very nature of those buffs and debuffs, like Major Breach. Whoa, where did Major Fracture go? Oh, we combined it. Okay, and then minor, and then they introduced things like Minor Brittle and Minor Cowardice. And there's a lot of people confused. Whoa, what do these things do? What do these new things do? Oh, what changed? What traits changed? What items has changed? That's 6 patches in a fucking row. 7th patch in a row, Flames of Ambition. What happened in Flames of Ambition? CP 2.0. Alright? The CP system changed. Big shit. Alright? And this is also the patch where people had to grind for the CP, because without grinding for the CP, you were fucking less powerful than you were pre-CP 2.0. Alright, and this is again the patch, the 7th patch, where combat flip-flopped again from Stonethorn, because Stonethorn, you know, up until Stonethorn, crit was buffed, and then after Stonethorn, they said, oh yeah, that's too much on crit. So they targeted crit, okay, after buffing in 6 months in a row. And then there was more item set changes due to crit changes, because when you change values on buffs, debuffs, and crit damage, you have to change the item sets, right? And then you have to remove some stupid shit like pre-buffing. So that changed some item sets as well, quite a lot, if you guys remember pre-buffing. Oh, by the way, 8 patches in a row in, racial passives changed. Okay? That's up until Flames of Vision. That's 7, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 patches in a row. All these changes. Let's go to the 8th patch in a row. Blackwood. Okay? There were some good changes to, you know, existing sets and classes at that point. But, you know what changed? Item set procs. And how they scaled. Think about that shit. For PvE or PvP. Okay? That's 8 patches now in a row. The 9th patch in a row, you get something new. Proc set restrictions for PvP campaigns. And then this is where you start seeing hybridization for skills and classes. Alright? But for the most part, it's settling down. 9 patches in a row. 9 patches in. The 10th patch in a row. Just kidding. we're gonna adjust item set procs again. And we're gonna set a cap on critical damage. And we're gonna, you know, change more class skills. And that's it, really. And then the dust kind of settled after that, after 10 patches. Alright? Or 9 patches, whatever. And then, you know, for Ascending Tide, which was, you know, the Q1 this year, hybridization is going well. It's going fine in a sense. We have it all figured out. People are hyped. People I've seen that haven't... People are coming back. Like, these people I've never seen since 2017, they're coming back for the new trial or the you know, ESO. You know, people who quit 4 years ago are coming back. Cool. Dust is kind of settling. It's tame patch. High Isle happens. And, you know, nothing much changes between High Isle and Q1 DLC Ascending Tide. Okay, so how many patches are we in now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 patches in a row. 10 of those 12 patches. 10 of those 12 patches in a row, introduced a lot of heavy combat changes. And now, okay, oh yeah, proc sets, yeah, what the fuck ever. But it's like not that big of a deal because they adjusted how proc sets scaled to the point where, oh, they crit again, whatever. But imagine this, 10 of 12 patches in a row introduced all these combat changes, alright? And then, the 13th patch. The 13th patch in a row is Lost Depths, is Update 35. So in that, with that perspective in mind, why wouldn't people be tired of all these changes? Why wouldn't they? I don't fucking blame them. I don't. 10 of 12 patches in a row, so many combat changes, so many things changing. And I'm just talking about combat, by the way. I'm not even talking about the social aspects of the game, or even some other things like the reward structure being brought up, like from the account-wide achievements, right? I'm not even bringing up how console may have been affected. That's just all like so much other detail out there. I'm just focusing on like just the combat balances that may have like adversely affected the player base. Okay, and then 13th patch, suddenly everything's fucking flipped over. So you have to understand why people are pissed off. And if a dev doesn't understand why people are so fucking tired, on top of other things that are tiring them out, like Crown Store fatigue, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, because at that point it's just like, well, there's a lot to unpack there, and that's okay. You know, shit changes a lot, but when it changes this often, I don't know. And it's so frustrating to me because how do I teach people, man? Like, how do you teach people? Because everything changes, man, a lot. Like, everything changes a lot every 3 or 6 months, and it's like, well, you know, it's I don't know. And you know, it gets hard for the teachers too, because there's no teaching in the game, so people burn out on teaching, and that's a hard. I'm sorry, it's like it just happens like that. Sometimes we can't keep up either, man. It's not just the content creators that can't keep up. It's the people that answer your goddamn questions in Discord servers or in the game chat that can't keep up. We just can't. At a certain point, there's a breaking point, man. It's just how it is. We're all human. So I wish that the devs also acknowledge that we're human too. Not like the negative parts of being a human, like being an asshole to them on Twitter or whatever. That's fucked up. But like the positive parts too, man. You know? I get it. It's hard, but fuck. Anyway, that's it for the Passions review. Honestly, I don't think there's anything else. What else is there? Is there anything else? Witches Festival? Okay, that's cool. Okay. Fixed an issue causing some of the Zerodead gear vendor bags to give level 1 items instead of item scale to your character's level. This affected the following item bags. Okay. Furnishing. And that's it.